Mint is a truly wonderful plant. It is vigorous, full of life, and wants to grow. That is its nature. Even in the depths of winter, when the garden is sleeping, you can bring this burst of green into your home. The scent alone is enough to lift the spirits on a cold day. Growing mint is not a difficult task. In fact, it is one of the easiest ways to start your gardening journey. You do not need a large garden or special tools. All you need is a little bit of patience and a sunny windowsill. This simple plant will reward you with fresh leaves for your tea, your cooking, and your home. It's a joy to watch something grow so quickly, a small miracle on your kitchen counter. The secret to growing mint so fast is understanding what it needs. Mint is a survivor. It spreads with determination in the garden, and we can use this same energy to our advantage. We are not growing from a tiny seed, which can take weeks to sprout. Instead, we are taking a cutting from a healthy, living plant. This gives us a tremendous head start. The cutting already has the life force and the structure of a mature plant. We are simply encouraging it to create a new set of roots. This process, known as propagation, is a fundamental gardening skill. It is a thrifty and deeply satisfying way to make new plants for free, connecting us to the ancient cycle of growth and renewal. Many people believe you need warm weather to grow herbs, but that is simply not true for a plant as robust as mint. You can do this at any time of year, even on a cold day like today, the 2nd of December. The warmth of your home provides the perfect environment. An indoor space protects the young cuttings from harsh winds, frost, and the unpredictable nature of the outdoors. It allows you to control the conditions perfectly. You become the guardian of this small plant, providing the light and warmth it craves. This method is not just for winter. It works all year round, giving you a constant supply of fresh, fragrant mint whenever you desire it. Before we begin, let me assure you that anyone can do this. Gardening is not about having special green fingers. It is about observing, learning, and giving a plant what it needs to thrive. The steps are simple and clear. We will go through them together, one by one. You will select a good stem, prepare it carefully, and give it a special drink to help it grow roots. Then, you will watch as new life begins to form in just a handful of days. It is an incredibly rewarding process. So, find a pot, get some soil ready, and let us begin this wonderful adventure. Your journey to a constant supply of fresh mint starts right now with one single cutting. The first step is the most important, choosing the right stem. Look for a healthy, strong mint plant. Perhaps you have one in your garden, or you can buy a small pot from a shop. You want to find a stem that is fresh and green, not old and woody. The ideal cutting should be about 5 to 6 inches long. Look for a stem that has plenty of leaves on it. A healthy top with new, bright green growth is a very good sign. This is the part of the plant that is full of energy. Use a clean, sharp pair of scissors or secateurs. A clean cut is vital because it helps prevent disease and allows the stem to absorb water more easily. Snip the stem just below a leaf node, which is the little bump where leaves grow from. Once you have your cutting, you need to prepare it for rooting. This is a simple but crucial task. Carefully remove the leaves from the bottom half of the stem. You should have about 2 to 3 inches of bare stem at the bottom. The leaves that would be underwater will only rot, dirtying the water and hindering root growth. Leave a nice cluster of leaves at the top of the cutting. These top leaves will continue to photosynthesize, using sunlight to create energy for the plant. This energy is what will fuel the growth of new roots. Think of it as leaving the engine running while you build a new set of wheels. It's a delicate balance. Now for the little bit of magic, a special rooting solution. You do not need any fancy chemicals from a garden center. All you need is water and a little bit of honey. Honey is a natural wonder. It has antibacterial properties that help protect the vulnerable cutting from rot. It also contains simple sugars that can give the cutting a small boost of energy to kickstart the rooting process. Simply fill a small glass or jar with clean, room temperature water. Then, stir in about half a teaspoon of honey until it is completely dissolved. This simple, sweet solution creates the perfect, welcoming bath for your mint stem to begin its new life. With your honey water prepared, it is time to place your cutting inside. Gently put the bare end of the mint stem into the jar. Make sure that the bottom 2 to 3 inches of the stem are fully submerged in the water. The remaining leaves at the top must stay dry and out of the water. Now, find a good home for your new plant to be. It needs a spot with plenty of bright, indirect light. A windowsill that does not get harsh, direct sun is perfect. Too much direct sun can scorch the delicate leaves. The warmth of a heated home is usually sufficient. Avoid placing it near a cold draft or a hot radiator. Now, the patient wait begins. The next 5 days are a time of quiet observation. On day 1, nothing much will seem to happen. The cutting will simply sit in its honey water bath, adjusting to its new environment. Your job today is simple. Just let it be. The plant is using its stored energy to heal the cut and prepare for the enormous task of growing new roots. It is a period of invisible work. Make sure the water level remains high enough to cover the bottom of the stem. The leaves at the top should look perky and green. If they look a bit sad or wilted, do not worry. This is normal, as the cutting adjusts to not having roots to draw up water. It should recover soon. By day 2 and 3, you might start to see the first signs of change. Look very, very closely at the submerged part of the stem. You may notice tiny white bumps beginning to form, especially around the leaf nodes you left underwater. These are the very beginnings of roots. They are called root primordia. This is a very exciting moment. It is a sign that your cutting has accepted its task and is working hard. Each day you should change the water. Gently lift the cutting out, discard the old water, and refill the jar with a fresh mix of water and a tiny bit of honey. This keeps the water clean, oxygenated, and free from any potential bacteria. On day 4, the transformation becomes much more obvious. Those tiny white bumps will have started to lengthen into proper, thread-like roots. They may only be a few millimeters long, but they are unmistakably roots. The cutting is now officially on its way to becoming a new plant. It is a wonderful thing to witness. The top leaves should look much happier and more vibrant now, as the new roots begin to absorb water and nutrients. Continue to change the water daily to provide the best possible conditions. Keep the cutting in its bright, warm spot. You are just 1 day away from being ready to plant your new mint. Day 5 is the milestone. By now, you should have a healthy network of small white roots, perhaps a centimeter long or even longer. Your cutting is no longer just a stem. It is a self-sufficient little plantlet, ready for the soil. If your roots are still very small, you can give it another day or 2 in the water. There is no great rush. However, you do not want to leave it in water for too long, as the roots can become weak. The goal is to get it into soil where it can access more nutrients and establish a strong, permanent root system. Congratulations, you have successfully nurtured new life from a simple cutting in less than a week. Now that your cutting has roots, it is time to give it a proper home. Mint is not a fussy plant, but it does appreciate a good soil mix to get started. You want a soil that holds moisture, but also drains well. A simple and effective mix is to use a standard multi-purpose compost and add a handful of perlite or coarse sand. This will improve the drainage and prevent the soil from becoming waterlogged, which can lead to root rot. Fill a small pot, perhaps 4 or 5 inches in diameter, with this soil mix. Make sure the pot has drainage holes at the bottom. This is absolutely essential for a healthy mint plant. Water the soil lightly so it is damp but not soaking wet. Planting your rooted cutting is a delicate operation. Use your finger or a small stick to make a narrow hole in the center of the damp soil. The hole should be deep enough to accommodate the new roots without bending or breaking them. Gently lift your mint cutting from its water glass and carefully place the rooted end into the hole. Be very tender with the new roots, as they are fragile. Backfill the hole with soil and gently firm the soil around the base of the stem to support it. Water it in lightly one more time. This helps to settle the soil and eliminates any air pockets around the roots. Your new mint plant is now happily potted. For the first week in its new pot, your mint plant needs a little extra care. Keep the soil consistently moist, but never soggy. The plant is used to living in water, so drying out would be a shock. After the first week, you can adopt a more regular watering schedule. Water the mint thoroughly whenever the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch. Mint is a thirsty plant, especially as it grows bigger. You do not need to feed it straight away. The fresh compost has enough nutrients for the first few weeks. After a month, you can start to feed it with a balanced liquid fertilizer every few weeks during the growing season to encourage lush growth. To get a lovely, bushy plant rather than a single tall stem, you need to be brave and prune it. Once your plant has grown a few inches taller and has several sets of leaves, it is time for its first trim. Find the top set of leaves and snip the stem just above them. This might feel wrong, but it is the secret to a bushy plant. This encourages the plant to send out 2 new side shoots from the point just below your cut. Every time you trim the mint for your tea, you are actually pruning it and encouraging it to grow bushier and stronger. This simple act of harvesting ensures a continuous, healthy supply of fresh mint right from your windowsill.